Hello. I know this is probably not the best time for me to be doing a video. I'm grieving tremendously right now. I have a huge loss in my life, and I'm probably going to end up regretting doing this video at some point in my life, but I don't right now. And if you're around any children, please move them away from the video because I don't want. I know I'm going to say some things, and it won't be flattering to some degree. So it'd be a good thing to move your children away at this time. So, with that being said, I want to confess two things, and I know this is about narcissism. This episode is about narcissism, or at least confessions of a narcissist, right? So, I wanted to take the time out and talk about two things that's heavy on my heart in addition to what I'm grieving, right? The first thing is that I struggle with people saying, I want to be right, or I want things my way, and I think I know everything, right? And that's not the case, right? I would say that probably when I was younger, I didn't frame things correctly, but I think inherently I've always wanted to add value to some degree. And maybe, like I said, I'm not saying that I was always right, but I definitely always had the intention to win. I would say, right. So when people say, especially women in my life and some even family members, I would say that they would say, I wanted to be right, or it's just my opinion, especially at times when I want to communicate something, right? Or if I felt that things wasn't going in the right direction in regards to goals, right? Or regards to the expectation of what I wanted or the other person wanted it. So it all depends, right? And then they would talk about, oh, it's your opinion. And to me, opinion is based on, or it should be based on information, right? It shouldn't be based on feelings, right? If when some people say it's just your opinion, as if that somehow negates it, right? But to me, if it's based on some information, and if somebody has an opinion, you ask the question, why or how did they come to that opinion, right? And that's always been a challenge for me. Well, that's one of the challenges, right? Or in a discussion, or even when you're scrutinizing, it's somebody would say, "Oh, you just want to be right," and never address actually what's being said, and maybe how it's being said. I got you, right? I mean, people say that, and it's always a challenge for me in the long run, right? But I always wanted to be or anybody that know me probably can attest to this if they're being honest, that I always wanted to try to add value, or I may have thought, and even in my limited belief, I always thought that it was the right thing to do in regards to your goals. If you wanted something, right? I'm not the one to come to if things are not going right and you just want to cry and pout and stuff. Yeah, I'm probably not that person that you should talk to. I would say that when it comes down to accountability, that's where most people would probably feel uncomfortable. But what they don't understand is that most of the time, I'm talking about accountability that comes from me first, right? I try to hold myself accountable. Like I said, I wasn't always right. I don't always make the right decisions. And sometimes I do some selfish shit. I'm not saying that I don't, right? I'm saying, but I am aware, try to be cognizant of the fact that when I am doing something and I'm not getting the results that I want, I don't try to blame it on other people. Well, I mean, there probably was a time I would blame it on other people. I would focus on other people, so that way I didn't have to deal with myself. But now, as I've gotten older and try to be more successful, right? I want to win as opposed to being right, right? A lot of people want to be right and win an argument, but that's not for me. That's not what I want, right? I wanted to me, like I said, when I'm talking about wanting to be right, or when people say I just want to be right, I would say that it comes down to the objective, right? What's my intention? That's what I would say. You know what? I would say that. I would say I would focus, or I would challenge anybody on my intention, on what I intended to do. Now I'm saying outside of the womanizing, outside of that, I'm talking about trying to get something done, right? So the women in my life probably could point to and said, well, yeah, your intentions wasn't good, when you're trying to date other women. There's some truth to that. I got to own that part right there, right? But to me, it's always been a struggle when I deal with that. Now, I don't know if that's just a way of not being accountable, and most of the time that's the case, right? And even to me, and even me to some degree, right? Um, I struggle with just not willing to accept it that it was based on my choices, right? And that's always been a challenge for me. Again, that's always been a challenge for me, and especially now when I have my children. When I have four children, three of them are adults, so that's I got to be mindful and try to be aware of how I communicate, right? Especially when I'm trying to put forth a good example, right? Meaning how I think and my actions match up, right? Not saying that they always right. I'm not saying that I'm the best thinker, right? Or I'm the best doer, right? But I would honestly say that it's my intention, and again I struggle with, especially, and maybe that's my trigger now. That's one or two of my triggers, right? We'll talk about my second one in a minute here. But to me, it's more about it's your opinion. You just want to be right, right? No one ever offering up a better solution, right? So if I want to be right, stop me where I'm wrong. You know what I mean? That's what I would say. Stop me where I'm wrong. You know what I mean? Stop me where you thinking that I'm wrong and you offer up a better solution. And that's always been a challenge, right? That has not happened to where somebody would say, "Hey, that's wrong, and this is the right way of doing it, or this is even the best way of doing it." How about that? And it's accountability in that. So we kind of stay away from that. But to me, that's one of the misunderstandings that I think people have about me in regards to me wanting to be right, and that's not true. I'm not trying to be right. I want to win. I don't want to be right, right? And I think that because the way I frame things, right, it might come across that I'm just trying to be right. Now the question is, what I'm saying is right. I don't know if that's what's making me right. I don't know. But what I want to do is I actually want to win, and I just hope that I get better at that, communicating that I'm looking to be a winner, and I want people around me to win as well, right? And to me, when people say I want to be right, or even I want my way, and I would say, well, okay, well, what's my way? What is it that I want that's going my way? And to me, I'm not talking about, oh, make my food a certain way, or you got to do what I say just because I say it. No, it's none of that. It's none of those things. It's more like me wanting to be, like I said, I want to add value to my family, to my loved ones. I want to be the best son to my parents. I wanted to be the best sibling to the best that I could be to my sisters and brothers. I wanted to be the best father to my children. I wanted to be the best uncle, the best that I could be. I don't want to be the best in the family. I probably want to be the best that I want to be. So when I say my way, that's my way. My way is I always felt my intention that if I win, people around me would win, my family would win, my loved ones would win. That's my thing. Now, I like to go into my second confession. My second confession is this. There's a thought process that I've been made aware of lately, or I've been paying attention to, is that the enjoy. You got to enjoy. You got to find enjoyment in your life, right? And to me, it feels like when that's brought to my attention, that somehow, because I'm focused on the things that I try to be successful in, right, to where I think I can add value to my loved ones and to my family, right, when I'm talking about a legacy and things like that, to whereas they would say, "Oh yeah, yeah, but you got to be careful. You're gonna miss out on some things." And I'm thinking, yeah, that might be true, because there's something that's called consequences, right? There's consequences for every action, right? And for me, I probably focus more on what if I don't do it, right? As opposed to me doing something. So when somebody would say, "Oh yeah, but I want to have fun. I want to do this, and I want to enjoy my life," 9 times out of 10, those people have 9 to 5s. 9 times out of 10, that's subjective, right? To whereas you're saying, well, I want to have a good time. That's because Monday through Friday, you put in 10, 12 hours in a day. So in order for you to have a good time, here come the weekend. Now you could put stuff down. Now you can have some funsies, but not realizing, are you spending your time well? Because you're still spending that time, right? So to me, when somebody says I want to have a good time, my question at that point is, are you really making an investment in that time? Are you paying for that time? Did you earn that good time? Right? And I'm thinking, if you got a 9 to 5, you think, well, 12 hours, so I deserve to have a good time. That's to me, that's not the same thing, right? To me is that, did you actually put in the work, right? To me, that's the same way of when I see someone eat a Twinkie and says, hey, you know what, I'm going to eat this Twinkie, but I want to lose weight. Well, no, that probably ain't going to happen for you, right? That's not going to happen, right? But when we're talking about enjoyment, if you're enjoying something and it's costing you something, are you, can you really enjoy that? Like me, for example, if I say, you know what, I gotta miss my child, my daughter's volleyball game or whatever, right? Because I need to stay home because I gotta make sure that we got a place to live. I gotta make sure that things are going to go to where we need them to go financially. And then I hear people, the parent says, oh yeah, but you're still missing out. Okay, I got you. But then we laying down in the bed, somebody knock on the door, sheriff's outside, saying time to get up, gotta go, gotta get up out of here. And then I looked at my daughter and I said, hey, you know what? I know we gotta go, but at least I made it to your game. That probably won't go over too well, right? Especially when we talk about being accountable, when we talk about being responsible, right? Because I know there's somebody, it's a trade-off, but to me, I always feel this way. If I don't do it, who's gonna do it, right? And to me, I find when someone says that, you got to find enjoyment in your life, you got to balance it. To me, that's trying to shame me. I feel like the person's trying to shame me as if I'm doing something wrong. And I'm thinking, no, you know what? That's not true. That's not how I feel. I don't see it that way. I see it just the opposite way. Now, what proves that is that when I'm not around, when I'm not there to provide that security, then people feel a little different, right? But then once I'm back in that position of making everybody else feel safe and comfortable, then the judgment comes. But if I'm out doing something, when everybody calling you back to come back to where you at, from where you're from, having a good time and trying to enjoy yourself, they try to make you feel bad for that too. But then when you come back, and then they're gonna make you feel bad because you're getting in the way of them having fun. See, that's when it becomes a challenge, because now you making them feel bad because you're staying in the house, you're focused, and you're doing the things you need to do. And then when you look up, you're looking at, oh, and everybody looking at you like you crazy, as if you're the one with the problem, right? Same thing with working out, being in shape, and taking care of yourself. You're around other people that's not doing that, then they're going to shame you. They're going to make it sound like something that you're doing that's wrong. And that, to me, that's not the case. But anyway, I don't want to make this video too long. I didn't want to bash anyone. I just wanted to just kind of get that out. And like I said, I know this is not a great time to do the video, but I had to. I didn't have any choice. And going forward, I'll be doing more videos like this. And I don't, like I said, I don't know if this is going to add value for anybody in regards to perspective or anything like that. I'm not trying to be right, guys. I'm just trying to win. So whatever that looks like. So I'd appreciate if you have a comment and helps and share some wisdom with me. Maybe I got tunnel vision. Maybe I'm not looking at it from the right perspective. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.